So here we are back with another episode. And to be honest, I knew exactly how I was going to go in this episode. This episode wasn't going to be a normal episode. This was going to be an episode where I said some things that a lot of people might not have liked, and it might have turned a lot of people off and went a little bit too far. But then I talked to a few people and I kind of calmed down just a small tad little bit. So the episode that you thought you were gonna get, the Antichrist episode that you thought you were gonna get, it's not here. It's not here. It's not here. This is the atheist one. It's not here. It's not this episode. We're very non-religious, but we are going to do this pod. But the episode that was supposed to be here is not here. I left that. It's not. It's not here anymore. So we're going to talk about wrestling in this week, in this weekend, and things that happened this weekend. Just that's all I had to say about that. I had to give a little spoiler of what was really supposed to be in this week's episode, but I changed my mind, and here we are. And this is the episode. So yeah,
Okay.
we start off with Windy City Riot. This was the New Japan show that happened on Friday. This was this was a very something show. I don't really have the words for it, but it was something show. It was a something show. It was a very, how could I say this without spoiling anything, but this was a very religious show. This was a very holy show. And yeah, this was a very religious and very holy show. This was probably an antithesis of what I would call the beginning of a maybe a holy something. Yeah, just
A what?
that. That's what this where I go with that. So it started out with I didn't see the opening match, so I totally missed it. But the match that I see was Trish Adora and Alex Windsor defeating Vivian Van and I don't remember the other girl's name. And this was a pretty good match. Alex Alex Windsor picked up the pin, and that plays into something that happens later on. So that was a thing. So then we had Ren Narita versus a quote unquote mystery person because it was like, oh, he's gonna face a mystery person, and the mystery person wound up being Suzuki. So him and Suzuki wrestled for a few minutes, and then Ren Narita cheated and got the win, and that plays into something later on for no reason. So then we had Stephanie Vaquer versus Azami. This was really fucking cool because this was I saw a lot of people just like they've seen Stephanie Vaquer a couple times and now all of a sudden they were like, oh my god, Stephanie Vaquer is so great. And it's like, dude, she's every time she steps on a New Japan Strong or like a New Japan show, it's like so good. And then I literally heard somebody, and this was Garrett, not even somebody, Garrett from the Dave Meltzer show, literally said, I was watching her wrestle and I was wondering why nobody had picked her up, why nobody had signed her. And like my brain kind of malfunctioned for like just a quick like 30 seconds. It was like, eh? But then it was like he went on to rant about how she would fit into certain company, and I was like, or you could just put her on Ring of Honor. And then I seen all of these other women, and you could just stick them on Ring of Honor. Like, why not just sign all of these women to Ring of Honor? I was like, my brain like kind of malfunctioned for like a good 30 seconds, and I was like, that's exactly what I said because I couldn't even get up words out, and I just moved on. But Stephanie Vaquer, she beat Azami, and she's really good. She's very pretty too. Like that. Like I'm not even joking. The reason I knew who Stephanie Vaquer was before she even started doing New Japan shows or any shows in America, it was because I follow a lot of CMLL and AAA and a lot of Lucha stuff. And I happened to just like see her in her face. I was like, who the fuck is this? And like I saw her and I was like, yo, she's fucking gorgeous. And I started following her, and then years later, she became Stephanie Vicaire. Like she was always Stephanie Vicaire, but I mean, she became this version of her. I was like, oh, okay. So after the match, she gets challenged by Alex Windsor for the Strong Championship eventually. Don't know when it's going to happen, but eventually. So yeah.
Okay.
Then we had an 8-man tag, which I swear to God, I don't like. Every time this was advertised, I was so confused on it because I thought they was like, okay, it's Eddie Kingston and Gabe Kidd. And then they have like 4 other people. They never truly explained this is an 8-person tag match, but these are mystery people that they're bringing with them. I literally thought it was Eddie Kingston versus Gabe Kidd for the title, but it wasn't. It was Gabe Kidd and the rest of the War Dogs versus Eddie Kingston. Who was it? It was somebody else. It was a couple other people. Homicide was one of them. Jeff Cobb and TJP. TJP, that's right. And they had this match. This match was fucking awesome because it was like they were just doing whatever. And Gabe Kidd and his side won. But now Gabe Kidd gets a shot at Eddie Kingston's strong openweight title, which he should have had a title. He should have had the title match before this, but now it's official, and they're gonna have like a street fight or something at Resurrection, which is in like 2 months. And I'm all for it. I'm all for it. So
Cool.
then we had the Strong Openweight Championship Tag Title match. This match was great because one, the ending, and two, the moment. The moment. That was the best part. Because like, okay, this is what happened. So TMDK comes out first. Then we have the West Coast Wrecking Crew, which is Royce Isaac and Jarrell Nelson. They came out. Then we had Tom Lawler and Fred Rosser. They came out. So at the moment when GOD comes out, something is happening somewhere else in the whole entire universe. At that same moment, I'm not even joking, at the same exact moment that they're coming out, something is happening in the universe that would distract GOD from coming out, but they're coming out at that exact moment that something else is happening in the universe. And it was very weird to me because I'm literally looking and I'm like, this is very weird and unsettling because something is happening in the universe at the same time you're walking out. It was like, this is very unsettling. We'll talk about that later, but it was like very unsettling for me. And I just felt weird. So they had the tag match and TMDK won and they're the new strong openweight champions. So after the match, like everything is going down, like everybody's leaving. The West Coast Wrecking Crew just beat the shit out of Tom Lawler and Fred Rosser. Now, they were a crew. Tom Lawler and the West Coast Wrecking Crew was all a crew, and they broke up and they just beat the shit out of Tom because he teams up with Fred Rosser, who he had beef with, and he was like, fuck it, we could be a team. So they beat the shit out of Tom and Fred, and then they cut Tom's hair and they fed it to Fred Rosser. It was so weird. It was
The
so
fuck?
Yes, they fed it to him. And then Royce Isaac, trying to be a psychopath, takes Tom's hair and eats it. And the crowd just started chanting, you sick fuck. I was like, none of that made sense. Why did you do that? That was weird. That was so fucking weird.
That wasn't sick. Yeah, exactly your word. Weird.
It was so weird. But now it's set up for the West Coast Wrecking Crew to face Tom Lawler and Fred Rosser in a tag match, which it's not gonna be hair for hair because like fucking Jarrell Nelson doesn't have any hair, so he's like bald. So it's like, oh, whatever. So it's just gonna be a real fight. So I guess that's the thing. But
Does he have facial hair?
yes,
There you go.
TMDK is now the new tag team champions, and I'm glad because I love TMDK, and that was a thing. So
Okay.
then we had Shota Umino versus Jack Perry. And Jack Perry comes out to a chorus of boos. Not only because of the CM Punk situation, but also because he's coming out in Chicago. He's coming out in Chicago with the Chicago flag, and on the back of his jacket says Karate River. Everyone is chanting CM Punk. They're booing the shit out of him, and he's just working it. Now, here's the funny part. Everybody is like, oh my God, he's such a great heel. He gets it. He fucking gets it. And yes, he does get it, but this was a special moment. This wasn't like, you're not going to get this everywhere. You're in Chicago. You're in CM Punk's hometown, where he's from, his his place, the city he put on a map for wrestling, and you're going to get booed. They're going to talk shit to you because you're in Chicago. Yes, he did the right things to get the heat. He's not going to get this type of heat everywhere else because everywhere else isn't going to give a fuck. He's in Chicago. And I hated everyone that was like, oh my God, like he's so perfect. He knows exactly what he's doing. He's so over. And I'm like, you're forgetting the major factor, the hugest fucking factor that's hanging over everyone's head. He's in Chicago. If he was in Philly or somewhere else and he did this and capitalized on it, I'd be like, yeah, he fucking owns it. You're in Chicago. You're going to get that heat because you're in Chicago. So if he goes somewhere else and can get this, like, do the same exact thing and like have the same heat and everybody just like, fuck you, then he got something. He got something. It was an aberration. Don't read too much into it. But everybody was reading way too much into it. They're falling into the trap, and I don't blame them because I don't give a shit. But literally, like, it was a moment. So just let it happen. And he was doing all of the CM Punk stuff to get heat. It was crazy. But he lost to Shota Umino. And then after the match, he's a fucking heel. He gets up and shakes Shota Umino's hand and just like says, all right, I'm out. So that to me was like, oh, he's leaving New Japan and he's going back to AEW. Okay, cool. Like, that's exactly what I thought. Because, like, it didn't seem like, oh, I'm still a heel. It was like, oh, I'm going to shake your hand and I'm leaving. Like, I just did a face turn for no reason. Nobody cheered him, but he just shook his hand and was like, all right, I'm out. And then he, like, held up his hand and was like, yeah, this is the guy. And then he just left. I was like, oh, so you're going to AEW. Like, it's done. This little New Japan run is done. So that was...
That's what it sounded like.
Yes. So then we had Mustafa Ali versus Hiromu Takahashi. This match was so good because, like, first off, Hiromu came out and he brought out Daryl Jr. And he hasn't brought out Daryl Jr. in a long time. So now Daryl Jr. is ripped. He has muscles. I don't know how the fuck that happened. But this stuffed cat has muscles, you know? And this match was so fucking good because it was a point where Ali was on the top rope and he's standing there and Hiromu tried to like push him off and like Ali loses his balance and he does a flip backwards, lands on his feet, jumps in the ring, knocks Hiromu out of the fucking ring, and then just does a fucking tope to him and busts his head open. I'm like, how the fuck did you manage to do that? Like, he managed to do that and fucking nailed it. Even though he busted his head, he fucking nailed it and it was fucking awesome. Mustafa Ali is so great. Then he beat Hiromu 1, 2, 3. And in the backstage thing, he had his presidential cabinet with him, which are just like some random fucking people that like follow him around like he's the president. And he made this like state of address, and I'm still trying to figure out the same thing because he's like, I'm one of the best juniors in the business. Why am I not in the best of the super juniors? Why am I not there? And I'm like, you know what? You're right. Why is he not in the best of the super juniors? I was fucking losing it because I'm like, you know what? He's right. But
Put him in it.
It's too late. They already have the fucking roster of everybody who's in it. They have like they put the fucking schedule out. He's nowhere to be found, and it's like they can't take anybody out because everybody's already in it. So it's like he's not good at it. So it's like, fuck. Like, I just like, I'm gonna be honest, like whoever wins that should face him. Like, I know it'll be like so unconventional, but fuck it. Let whoever wins face him. That's it.
Makes sense.
Yes. So that was that. Then we had Zack Sabre Jr. versus Matt Riddle in a 15-minute television championship match. And everybody booed the fuck out of Riddle. They were booing the fuck out of him. And then Riddle fucking lost to Zack Sabre. Zack pinned him. 1, 2, 3. And everybody lost their fucking minds. Oh, it was so good. Like, this was so great. This was like, the gods gave us a great present. This was it. And like, so Matt Riddle is done. Matt Riddle's gone. Like, Matt Riddle is gone from New Japan. He lost the television championship. He's gone. It's like, all right, cool. Like, cool. I'm good. I'm good with that. So then we had Nick Nemeth versus Ishii. And I was hyped for this because I wanted to see how Nick would do. I'm like, all right, let's see if Nick can actually kick ass. Let's see if he can actually do this. Nick, he held up. He held up really good and wrestled with Ishii. And it was so good. And it was like, all right, he doesn't suck. He won with the Danger Zone, which is the zigzag finish. And I was happy because I'm like, all right, he fucking held up with Ishii. Good for him. I thought he was gonna suck and be like, oh no, I'm gonna do my WWE style and it's gonna be a sucky ass match. He was like, nah, this was good. I'm like, okay.
Awesome.
Yes. So then we get to the main event. And the main event is Naito versus Jon Moxley. And Moxley won. I'm not gonna go into any details or anything. Moxley won. Moxley beat Naito, and Moxley is now the new IWGP Heavyweight Champion. So Moxley, after the match, calls out Shota Umino because he said, now it's your turn. It's to step up. You, my young boy. Now this is your graduation to face me. And I'm like, okay, cool. And then Ren Narita comes in, and Ren Narita hits Moxley. So Ren Narita is basically the next challenger. And Moxley said, you know what? You were a young lion. Now you're going to be a dead man. I'm like, okay, cool. So yeah, that was the Windy City Riot. That's it. That's it. So yeah,
Cool.
it was yeah. That was it. The show happened, and yeah, that's it. So now let's go over to AEW, the place where Jon Moxley is from, and we go to Rampage because Rampage happened on Friday, and Rampage was a thing. I barely paid attention to Rampage because at the time Windy City Riots was on, so not a lot of paying attention to what was going on Rampage because nothing really happened on Rampage. Orange Cassidy came out for a match, and Orange Cassidy had a match against, I don't even remember who, it was somebody random. And Orange comes out and has this match. Orange wins. And then after Orange wins, Trent comes out. Him and Trent are like face to face. And then fucking Chuck comes out of nowhere. I swear to God, Chuck just pops up out of nowhere. Chuck pops up and he confronts Trent. He's like, leave him alone or some shit. And Trent's like, what the fuck? And then like everybody think he's gonna go back in the ring inside with Orange Cassidy, and he looks at Orange and walks right by Orange. And I'm like, the fuck? What did you take away from that? What did you take away from that?
Originally, I thought he was gonna hit Orange because like Trent was like, "You're supposed to be my best friend." As soon as he said that, I thought he was gonna turn around and hit him. But him walking around like, I'm dumbfounded. I'm like weirded out. I don't know what to think. Like, it's like he doesn't know who to pick. I have my theory. He's gonna pick Trent, but I don't know. Because I thought all along he was gonna turn first before anybody in this situation. But I
Yeah,
don't know.
because I feel like this is gonna go to Dynasty, and he's definitely gonna choose Trent, and he's gonna turn on him, and so is Chris Statlander, and everybody's just gonna turn on him.
Yeah.
So
Rocky, you
then we
think? Because Rocky's technically part of it.
then we had Anna Jay, and Anna Jay was about to have a match, and Azami was there, and Azami said, "Yo, I want to get revenge on Mina, and I know you want to get revenge on Mariah and Toni. So why don't we stick together? And they just did this kiss my ass thing where they kiss their hand and smack their ass. I was like, oh, okay, cool. I don't really know where this is going. I'm more lost because a zombie wants to kick Mina's ass. I'm like, okay, cool, but I don't know what's happening. I don't get it. I don't get it. I don't get it. Why are they teaming up with Anna Jay? This is weird. I don't know. I don't know. Is this it's weird?
Just to be random, I guess.
Yeah, yeah. So then we had Layla Hirsch versus Julia Hart, and Julia Hart faked an injury, a shoulder injury, and wound up pinning Layla Hirsch. And it was like, okay, cool. We had Don Callis talk about the Don Callis family, and he's got friends and blah blah blah, whatever, whatever. I'm like, yeah, all right, cool. I don't give a shit. And then we had another I don't give a shit match because it was Zach Knight versus Angelo Parker, and he busted Angelo Parker open. Zach Knight came out to the Outcast teams. Zach Knight won with a punch. Everything about this match fucking sucked. This feud sucks. This match sucks. I hope this is over, and this fucking sucks. That's it. This fucking sucks. This is.
It better be over.
Yeah, because this is like one of the fucking bald spots for fucking AEW. This shit sucks. So,
like, I hope Zach's not signed. Like, no, that's bad to say, but I hope he's not signed.
No, he is signed. He's definitely signed.
That's bad.
Mm-hmm. So then we had Rocky talking to Kyle O'Reilly, and Kyle O'Reilly said, "Hey, if and when you win, I want to challenge you for the international championship." And Rocky said, "There's no if. There's when I win. I'm going to challenge you for the championship." And I was like, "Yeah, all right, shut the fuck up." And then here comes Roddy, and Roddy comes in, and Roddy basically says, "Yo," he's like, "Kyle, you said you wanted to face me for this championship. What's wrong with you?" He was like, "I thought we were friends." And he's like, "Dude," he was like, "I really didn't say that I wanted to challenge him for the championship. I just said I just wanted to face him." He's like, "No, you did. That's exactly what you said." I was like, okay. So, yeah, that started beef with those two. So, yeah, we see how that plays out later on Collision, the Battle of the Belts, where I don't even remember where it happened because
whatever. Whatever at that point, you know,
too many.
It bleeds together.
Yeah, it was too many fucking shows, and I'm just like, all right, whatever. It goes to the next show. So then we had Jay White, and he had the main event match against Matt Sydal. I once again say the same thing that I've been saying, and now the thing that has been my saving grace over this weekend, that I've always said things, and when I say things, I think I'm crazy because first thing I see is a bunch of people saying the opposite. Everybody's saying the opposite. Everybody's saying exactly what the opposite of what I'm saying, and they're like, "You're wrong. You're wrong. You don't have any faith. You're not a believer. That's why you're not religious. You're wrong. You're an outcast. You're a fucking heathen. You're an atheist. You're going to hell. You don't believe." And then something just happens where people are like, "You know what? That non-believer was right." And this is one of those times where Jay White wins this match, and people are like, "You know what? Maybe he should have just waited and signed to WWE. Maybe he should have just did indies for a little while and signed to WWE because this whole AEW run is shit." And you have people going, no, it's not. But then you have more people just waking up going, "No, this is shit. This is dog shit. He needs to do better." Yeah, I'm really not crazy. Sometimes when I say stuff, people always look at me and say, "You're crazy. You're fucking crazy." I thought I was crazy. I literally thought my brain was broken. I literally thought I was going fucking insane. I thought I was having a fucking meltdown. I thought that I picked the wrong side. I thought I needed to join a religion. I thought I was fucking insane. But then somebody came to me and made me realize you're not crazy. You're not crazy. You're not crazy for being a non-believer. You're not crazy for not believing in anything and being an atheist. I'm like, you know what? You're right. You're right. You're right. And like I said, this is one of those spots. It was. It was. eh. So, what are your thoughts on this whole Jay White bullshit?
You were right all along. Like, since he's got there, he hasn't done anything of significance. Like, he's just there. Like,
He,
he was a megastar in Japan. Even people who casually watched New Japan, such as myself, because I'm a casual watcher, I'm not the biggest fan. I know how good he is. Like, what the hell, you know? Like, people in the business praise him, like with his matches and whatever. His match with Okada, uh, that's the only one that came to mind because that's recency and whatever. Like one of the most recent matches in Japan that I remember. But he's had so many. Like, no, they do him dirty. It's like he pissed somebody off.
yeah, it's really bad. But now people are saying, you know what? We kind of wish that he would have just signed at the other place because this is a waste of talent. Even people that have seen him multiple times and watched him in AEW say, yeah, I feel like they're wasting his talent. And people are like, no, no, no. Trust me, give it time. This has been a year. It's been a year since he's been signed and like nothing's happened. Like he hasn't done
It's
nothing.
been a year. It feels longer.
It's been a whole year. That's how bad this is. It's been a whole year. He hasn't done anything. He had a world title match that got a 5 star, got a 5 star in Dave Meltzer's world, but Cody Rhodes winning the world title at WrestleMania got a 4.5 stars. And
The fuck?
everybody was like, well, what is that about? He's just like, oh, well, I just felt like it was this. And it's just like, okay, we'll move on from the religiousness and just we'll move on because like I don't put no stock in that person anymore. And that person is just a person. So yeah. So Collision opened up with the not flight top flight security. I don't know what the fuck is going on. Where is the other one? You said he's getting his pilot's license? Explain that?
That's what Shivani said. I don't know. I can't explain it. That's what Shivani said. Shivani said that Darius is not there because he's getting his pilot license. Like, okay, they let him off to do that? That's weird. I, part of me doesn't believe that, but okay.
I'm just I'm confused because he was replaced by fucking Evan Bourne. Evan Bourne replaced him. I mean, that's not a bad thing, but it's like it's so weird because it's Action Andretti and Dante and Evan Bourne. I'm like, the fuck? Like, this is so weird. And they're going against the House of Black. And it's like, that's just random as fuck. That was random as fuck.
Yeah, it's a nice team, but it's random. Like
Yeah.
it's like the evolution of cruiserweights and whatever.
Yeah, it's just very fucking weird because it's like, and I know somebody is yelling, well, Evan Bourne teamed up with Action Andretti, and that's why. And it's like, yeah, but you don't understand that Top Flight and Action Andretti are a stable, like they're a team together, and then you just throw Evan Bourne in there. Like I know that they teamed up before, but you throw him in there with Top Flight security, and it's like weird because like it doesn't fit the dynamic. Like they're two brothers and a third brother that they didn't ever wanted. That's it. And now it's like the brother that they never wanted and the cousin that just came out of Missouri. That's it. That's what this new not top flight security is. That's what this is. It's like the fuck. Like, it's random. They got killed by the House of Black.
He said the cousin from Missouri, though.
Dude, I mean that's what it felt like. It felt like you know how the TV shows are, and then like you get that random episode where they replace like one of the main characters with like a random person in the family. Be like, hey, this is Bobby from Missouri. He's our cousin. And then he's just like there, and you're like, the fuck? Like, this is random. I'm like, oh,
One of those
Bobby.
jump the shark episodes.
It's so random. Like, yeah, it's like, what the fuck is happening? It's like, the fuck is happening? And like, then he's there for like the rest of the
Yeah.
season. And then, like, right after that season, the show is dead. They're like, yeah, we fucked up, guys. We fucked up. And that's what it is. That's what Evan Bourne felt like in his team. But like, yeah. So,
Cousin Evan took the fall, right?
yep, cousin Evan took the fall. The House of Black beat the shit out of him, and they're going on to their mixed tag match. I'm like, okay, cool.
I
So
don't get it, but yeah.
me neither. So we have Toni Storm and Mariah May, and they're talking, and they're getting ready for their match, and it's all black and white. And they're trying to bring up Mina, and like Toni just like bypasses it and says nothing. I'm like, oh, okay. Don't like I know exactly why because she doesn't want Mariah to think about her because she knows that Mariah is going to leave her for Mina, which
Basically.
I mean I'm totally fine for. So then we get Jericho backstage and he's trying to talk to Hook. So he talks to Taz. He says, Taz, let me talk to your son. And Taz is like, I barely talk to him, but I'll try to get you guys together and we'll figure something out on Wednesday. And it was like at
How
that
stupid is that, though?
dude, it was at that moment that I knew exactly why Hook is like, when my contract's up, I'm exploring free agency. I'm going to WWE. Like it was at that
Yeah.
moment that I'm like, I know why Hook is like, nah, fuck this, I'm out. Like, because this shit is enough to make somebody go, yeah, you know what? I'll go wrestle in NXT for a year. I don't even give a fuck. I can't do this anymore. Like soon as I seen this, I was like, yeah, I understand, Hook. Just go ahead over to NXT. You'll be fine. They'll take care of you.
That was such like a child thing, though. You're not gonna talk to me? I'm gonna tell your dad.
Mm-hmm.
What the fuck?
But I totally hate this Jericho shit. It's like it's so annoying. It's like I don't like Jericho. I don't think that he should be involved with Hook. Like it's just get away. Just like I don't. It's something about Jericho, and it's getting worse and worse every day. And once again, people are waking up to it. It's just something about Jericho that's just like you gotta go, pal. Just like hang it up. And he's like, nah, I can still wrestle. It's like just go. Just go. Like I don't want him to go to WWE. I don't want him to go to TNA. I don't want him to go to New Japan. I just want him to go because like I just feel
Just
like
go, yeah.
yeah, I feel like he drags down a lot of stories. He drags down a lot of people that he's with. You're not bringing anything to the table. No one is like super hyped. And this is something that they did. And like, if you pay attention, which I know that his journalists are going to say, yeah, Jericho is so over because didn't you hear those cheers during the promo? If you watch and listen very closely to the cheers, they were very inconsistent. They were super inconsistent. They wasn't like, yay, Jericho. It was like very inconsistent because it felt like they were filming something at the same exact time and someone was coming out and they were cheering for that person. But because Jericho was there, you thought that the cheers were for Jericho. And I swear to God that somebody's going to be like, yeah, look at how Jericho's getting those cheers. He was so over. And it's like, no, no, no. That wasn't it because they were very infrequent. Like they weren't like you know that they're cheering for Jericho. It was like a cheer, but it was like seconds off from Jericho being there. It's like Jericho standing there, and then it's like, yay! You're like, that doesn't sound right. To me, it sounds like something was happening in an arena, and they were cheering, but it seemed like Jericho was getting those cheers, and they did that purposely to make Jericho feel like he was a star. I'm like, yeah, this is bullshit. This is bullshit.
I
So
don't know too many people that are down with Jericho nowadays. Like personally.
yeah, not a lot, not a lot. So then we had Shibata versus Lee Moriarty, and this was a good match. I just didn't like the finish. This was a really good match.
Yeah.
I didn't like the finish because Shane Taylor came in and just hit Shibata, and they start beating up Shibata, and Anthony Ogogo hit him with a nut punch or a gut punch. some punch. And then
It
Hook
was a
came
good
out.
punch.
Again, then Hook came out to save him. And Hook came out and he ran him off and he stared face to face with Shane Taylor. I felt like this could have been done a little different because he's going to face Shane Taylor at Battle of the Belts. I felt like if they would have timed it a little bit later and been like, all right, we're going to push this to the later half of the show, and like Hook would have been ready to fight, and he could have just went right into the match and be like, yeah, that's kind of cool. But they were like, nah, we're going to do it here, and then like we're going to get to it eventually. I'm like, oh, okay.
But then everybody dressed it up. Like, fuck it, just do it there.
Yeah. So then we had a backstage, and it was Lexi Nair and Athena and Billy Starks. And I totally keep forgetting that Lexi Nair is a minion of Athena, but like, it was so funny. And like, I don't know how I keep missing this. Like, I literally keep missing this every fucking time they're together. I have this one question. Is Billy
Mhm.
Starks really fucking tall or Athena really fucking short? There's no in between. Like, I feel like there's something wrong. It's like either Billy's really tall or Athena's really short. And the funny part
A
is,
little bit of column A, a little bit of column B, because the other girl is kind of tall too, and not as tall as Billy though.
yeah, that's the thing. I was like, Lexi is also tall. So it's like, wait a minute. So Athena must be the short person. Cause it like,
Yes.
or they're just both really tall. This was so funny to see it together because like, wait a minute. Like Athena's really short. Like, and that's not taking away anything from her wrestling. It's just like she's short. Like that was funny.
Yeah.
So they're talking about the match later, and Athena like addresses it. She goes, "This is the first time I'm on Dynamite or Collision or whatever the hell this is." I'm like, yeah, like this took long enough, but I have a feeling they're not going to do more with her than just this. So
No, it was just this.
yeah. So then we get Roddy Strong in the Kingdom, and he's talking about, yeah, I'm gonna beat the shit out of Rocky in this title eliminator championship match on Battle of the Belts. What the fuck? Yeah, I'm gonna beat him in this eliminator match, and then I'm gonna talk to Kyle. The fuck? This is it should have been a title match on the show, right?
Yeah. Yeah, because this is their Clash of the Champions slash, like, I don't know, like, all the titles should be on the line on this show. The fact that you're having a number one contenders match on the title show? Huh? You know? Huh?
Yeah, this was weird.
Yeah.
So then we had Daniel Garcia versus Angelico. And I lie to you not, I don't know why this match is happening. They're like, yeah, this is happening. And if somebody says this happened on Ring of Honor, no one on commentary brought up anything about Ring of Honor. This is just a match, and it's like, so what's the point here? Like, I guess to get Daniel Garcia a win, but why? Like, why did you do this?
The only thing I heard them bring up from Ring of Honor is the fact that Angelico and Serpentico are a team in Ring of Honor. That something we already knew, but yeah, they
Mm-hmm.
brought that up.
So
Other than that, yeah, I don't know. I kind of would like fucking Garcia and Angelico as a team for some odd reason. Like I thought that watching this match, I don't know why.
I listen. I want them to do something, because like then after the match they go, yeah, Daniel Garcia is friends with FTR, and at first I was like, okay, what the fuck does that have to do with anything? And then they played. This is how random it got because they played this Pac like thing. They totally just no sold the whole CM Punk fight thing. They brought up Pac and they showed Pac and they said Pac is gonna face Okada. He cuts this promo. So they go back to the desk and they go, well, on Dynamite, we're gonna have a 6-person match. It's gonna be the new elite, the Young Bucks and Okada versus FTR and Daniel Garcia. I was like, the fuck? Like, Pac is facing Okada. Why did you just throw Daniel Garcia in there? Like, I know Daniel Garcia is going to be the one to take the fall, but like, the fuck, like this makes no sense. It's just like you could have put Pac in there and they could have brawled for like just the fuck all. They just could have kept fucking brawling. And like they could have just went to a DQ, which even though they don't do a lot of, they could have went to a DQ and it could have been over and everybody would have been like, oh yeah, that's kind of cool. Like
Yeah.
this is bringing Daniel Garcia into a 6-person and then just like letting them lose. It's like, yeah, this is yeah. That's how it felt.
Like if he was gonna win, fine, but he's there for the pointless reason.
Mm-hmm. So then we had Anna Jay and Azami come out to face Toni Storm, who had Mariah May with her. And Anna Jay was dressed. Anna Jay was dressed. Now, here's something very small, a small detail that like a lot of people aren't going to pick up on, but I did and others did. And this is a very small little detail. So they showed Mariah May, and Mariah May has on a shirt. She has on this very nice shirt. And you're like, okay, Mariah May has on this nice shirt. But here it is. Here's a little twist. You go a little bit further on the timeline, Mina Shirakawa posted herself in that same shirt. This isn't like a wrestling shirt. This is a dress-up shirt. She has this shirt. Mariah May is wearing Mina's shirt. Her actual shirt that she was wearing on a post. Now this feeds in more. This feeds more into the whole Mina and Toni and Mariah situation. This little drop is like, yeah, guys, pay attention to everything. You have to pay attention to everything because this was a little drop of something. So Mariah May winds up beating up Anna Jay. They get kicked out. Then Toni beats Azami in this really, really fucking good one-on-one match. Toni Storm was in rare form. She went back to regular wrestling Toni Storm mixed with the timeless Toni Storm. So yeah, she was ready and she wrestled. And then after the match,
it was a good match.
Yeah, and after the match, her and Mariah shared some champagne and they kind of started kissing. And if you watch the way that they made out, Toni kept looking at the camera to make sure that the camera caught them making out. So yeah, this is all part of the plan for Mina and Toni. I'm down for it.
It's to say like I got your girl type of shit.
Yep. It's happening. So then we get Red Velvet, and this was so fun because Red Velvet is talking about how she's going to beat Athena, but Lexi there is like she's fretting on her face because Lexi there is a minion, and she's like, I can't let you beat my boss, and like fucking Red Velvet is like, yeah, I'm gonna kick her ass. I'm gonna take the title. I've been waiting for this. This is my time. And Lexi's like, oh no, she's gonna beat the boss. It was so funny. Like it was because like her face, like every time she said something, it was like, oh no, oh no. She's like, not the boss. It was fucking hilarious.
Surprised he didn't try to attack her or nothing like that. I know she's not a wrestler, but still.
Yeah, like she's like the only person who's a minion and would never do anything, but she just like has the look of everything. Like, oh my god, I can't do anything. It's so weird. So we had Mark.
She's like a Paul Heyman.
Something. We had Mark Briscoe. Mark Briscoe cut a promo, and he was yelling about something, and he's talking about the 6-person match. We're like, oh, cool. And then we seen Tony Schiavone come out, and then Thunder Rosa come out. And Thunder Rosa cuts a promo on Toni Storm, but I like to
Antonia.
Antonia. She cuts it on Antonia, but the funny part is like she starts off talking about Diana and then starts talking about Antonia, and it just like kind of veers off, and you're like, okay, wait, which one are you talking about? Because like she referenced something about Diana, but she called her Antonia, so she kind of like it was kind of like blurred of who was you were yelling at for a minute. And it was like, oh, okay. And then she did the the line where something that's dead can never die, straight out of Game of Thrones. Like, okay, cool.
Kind of cut it off too, like they used to do before like she got set up.
Yep.
So like, yeah, I think she got sidetracked and like the whole fucking promo was like fucked up because yeah, I couldn't tell who she was talking about at first either.
Yeah, she was a little riled up and forgot. So then they have Deanna Perrazzo, and she says, "Well, if I can't go for the world championship, I'll go for another title, and it'll start Wednesday, and I'll take on my first challenger to get to the championship, which is Mariah May." And I'm like, "Didn't you just face Mariah May like 2 weeks ago? Like, what?"
That's where they were like last week, but
Yeah, because it was like that was her whole build to go for fucking Tony Antonia. And I was like,
yep.
okay. So then they announce, guys, the World Tag Team title match at Destiny or Dynasty will be a ladder match. FTR versus the Young Bucks.
Woo-hoo.
Dude, like, as soon as they announced this, I was like, I know exactly what's going on. Like, fucking Jack Perry is going up there and grabbing the title, and that's it.
Yeah, it's kind of like a no shit type of thing.
Yeah. So at this moment, I went to the bathroom and I had the TV up, and I hear somebody cutting a promo, and it's Will Hobbs and Kyle Fletcher. And Kyle Fletcher is talking, and I'm like, wait a minute. What the fuck is Zack Sabre Jr. doing here? I just kept saying that in my mind. I'm like, Zach, what is Zach doing here? And he's just cutting this promo. I'm like, what the hell is Zach doing here? And I come out, and it's not Zach, and it's fucking Kyle Fletcher. I'm like, the fuck? Why do you sound like Zach? It was so weird.
Well, that's showing up now. You did that.
I hope not. I really hope not. I hope he stays very far, 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 6 galaxies over away from this fucking place. But let's not go there. So we get to the main event, and the BBC takes on Powerhouse Hobbs and Kyle Fletcher, which was a pretty good match. It was a pretty good match.
Decent.
Because, like, I'm still trying to figure out who was the bad guys here because, yeah, Bryan Danielson got cheered, but they were doing heel stuff, and Hobbs and Fletcher were doing heel stuff. So I was like, which one's the bad guys? Come on, guys, fast up. Who's the bad guy here? And then everybody was like, we
Like,
all are.
yeah, I was just about to ask that. Like, is it me or when it comes to Bryan Danielson, like that seemed to be the trend though. Like a lot of people he faced, you don't know which one's the good guy and which one's the bad guy. At one point, he had to point out, "I'm the bad guy. I came out the heel tunnel." Remember that promo?
Yep. It was so weird. It's like, okay. And then what was even weirder was after the match, Claudio got attacked by Takeshka, and it's like, okay. And they said this is for the Don Callis family because Claudio is facing Will Hobbs on Wednesday, and it's like, but Will doesn't want to be part of this team. I don't understand why you're even riding for Will. Like, he doesn't want to be here. It. What the fuck was this?
He the golden goose, quote unquote.
Yeah, but here's the thing: it made no fucking sense. And then Takeshka tried to take out Bryan Danielson. He hit him with a brainbuster on the concrete, and Bryan is injured now. So he's trying to take him out for Will. This, like, I lied to you that I know exactly what's going to happen. This is where Will fucking loses it because he's like, I wanted to face him at full strength, and you fucking injured him. Now he's injured, and he won't be full strength. He's going to be pissed, and this is going to start the true him leaving the Don Callis family.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, I just didn't like that because I want to see them both wrestle and just fight straight away with no bullshit. And it's like, no, we have to have bullshit. Here's the bullshit.
It's always the bullshit.
Yes. So then we have Hook in the back, and Lexi Nair saying, why did you help Shibata? And Shibata says, thank you. And then Hook was like, something, something, something. We're cool. And Shibata goes, bet. Because you texted me that. You was like, bet. Like,
Yeah, because like Shibata was like he'll be in his corner, and like Hook was like, "Nah, dog, I got this. I gotta do it on my own." That's when he said, "Bet."
like this, like I like their friendship. Is kind of fun. I like it.
Yeah, yeah, bet.
So then we get Shane Taylor out because he's facing Hook and he's out, and him and Hook have this match, and this kind of was like a scaled down version of Bam Bam Bigelow and Taz. This was like a scaled down version. Like if you watch it, it kind of felt like it. And it's like, yeah. And of course, Hook choked him out and Hook won.
Thank you for that, because for some odd reason, this match felt familiar to me, but I did not know why. That's why.
Yep, it was Bam Bam Bigelow and Taz. They just like kind of recreated it. They hit most of the marks, and Hook put the Kanta Hajime on Shane Taylor, and it was over. It was over. I was like, all right,
Red rum.
eh, it's Kanta Hajime. I'm not calling it the Red Rum. Like I like calling it the Kanta Hajime. It brings back memories because that's Taz. And
I
then
can never pronounce that.
okay, so Red Rum for you.
Yeah.
So then we have Rocky, and Rocky's like, yeah, I'm gonna beat Roderick, and then I'm gonna get a title shot. And Kyle O'Reilly was like, yeah, sure, cool, do that. And then Rocky went out there and got beat up. Good for Roderick Strong for beating up Rocky.
What?
Yeah, I'm glad Roderick Strong beat up Rocky. He beat Rocky, and Rocky lost, and then he got beat up afterwards. And then Kyle O'Reilly came in the ring, and he laid him out, and they set up the title match. So, yeah,
Who didn't see that coming?
somebody. And speaking of seeing it coming, why the fuck did Serena Deeb challenge somebody, but I have no idea who she challenged, and she's still the final boss?
No, now she's the professor.
The professor boss. Whatever. She challenged, like, she didn't even make sense on who she was challenging, and it didn't set up anything. And it's like, no, I'm just challenging somebody because I want a title. I'm like, okay, cool. Sure.
I swear she challenged Mina, but like that can't be because she's already in another feud. But whatever.
I mean, it's AEW. Anything's possible. Is AEW where the big boys play?
This is true.
Listen, I swear to God, I am so pissed off by this. Is AEW? We're the best wrestle. They said it like 19 million times, and I swore one time Tony Schiavone was going to say it. I swore he was going to say it. I'm like, he's going to say where the big boys play. I'm waiting for him to fuck up and say, AEW, where the big boys play. I'm waiting for it. I'm fucking waiting for it, and I can't unhear it. AEW, we're the best wrestle. AEW, we're the best wrestle. AEW, we're the best wrestle. And it's like, you weren't around in the 90s because a lot of you weren't. But if you weren't around in the 90s, this is such WCW shit. Because WCW would
Yep.
say this all the time. This is WCW, where the big boys play. And this was their tagline. Now AEW has that same fucking tagline. The bad part is when people compared them to WCW 2000 a few weeks ago, well, not even a few weeks ago, last week, everybody said, no, you're wrong. Jesus didn't bless us with this. And I'm less like, listen, you went back to where Caesar and the Romans were, or like a little bit farther back, because like holy fuck, like that's where the big boys played. And now you're just like, no, this is where the best wrestle. We're different. We're different. No, the way this was shoehorned in, this kind of seemed just like it. So yeah, I mean, this is the same shit. Same shit, different day.
Can't can't wait to the eventual Viagra on the pole match.
It's coming. It's coming. So Athena beat Red Velvet in a really good match. And after the match, they wound up beating up Red Velvet. And I let you know, I really thought that they were going to christen her and make her another minion. But like they beat the shit out of her. And they just beat the shit out of her. They kicked her ass. And then someone came down to help. And it was Queen Aminata. And Queen Aminata beat the shit out of Athena and laid her out. So that may be her next challenger. So I'm okay with that.
I think it's her like next challenger, but I also think there's still a chance that Red Velvet might join up with him because it just happens. Like you beat that person up and they join randomly. That's how she joined fucking Jade and was a baddie.
Dude, I'm all for it because it feels good and fresh because it would be another minion and she would have like somebody else to wrestle for her. So like I'm cool with that, but I also have this weird feeling that like they're gonna have Queen Aminata versus Athena, and they're gonna not let Queen Aminata win. I feel like this would be the perfect person to beat Athena 490-day title win streak. This would be the perfect person, Queen
Yeah,
Aminata. Yeah, like this is
it's about time she loses.
yeah. I'm happy for her because like she deserves it. So
Yep, she's good.
yep. So that was AEW Rampage, Collision, and Battle of the Belts. Triple threat of protection. So yeah,
The Trinity.
the unholy trinity. But some will say the holy trinity. But moving on. So we go to WWE. And what do you want to talk about? Because Cody comes out and basically says, thank you guys, and I won the title and I'm here on SmackDown and I want you guys to know that I love you and the world is my oyster and now I don't know what to do next and there's a bunch of people who should get a title shot and he says everybody's name and I'm just literally going, there's no one else. It's AJ Styles. I don't care. I don't fucking care. I don't care. I said it on this podcast. I said it off this podcast. I said it in a tweet like immediately after it was over. It's AJ Styles. I don't give a fuck who else you think is going to win. It's got to be AJ Styles. And we'll talk about that later, but it's got to be fucking AJ Styles. Like, there's no one else. Like, that was fucking Cody versus AJ Styles, WWE Championship. Yes, it has to happen. It has to happen. So then we get the backstage segment, and the Bloodline is going into their room, but it's not their room anymore. It's Cody Rhodes. And then Kevin Owens was like, "Yeah, you're not invited." And Paul Heyman says, "Well, this is for the champion. The tribal chief isn't going to like this. We have to." He's like, in this business, wins and losses mean things, and they come with consequences. That's a consequence of a loss. And they walk off, and Solo is pissed. Solo is
Yep.
pissed. And I kind of knew where this was going, not officially the whole, because I have a theory and not a game theory, because some people have like crafted their theory, but like part of it is like we already were here on half of it. We just haven't got to the other half of it. Because like someone was like, "Oh, this should be a thing," and I'm like, maybe just like relax, just 5 seconds, just for 5 seconds, because let it play out. Just let it play out. That's how I felt. So,
Okay.
like, we'll talk about it. So we get to a triple threat, and it's Lashley versus Knight versus Santos
Yeah.
Escobar. And they're having this
See?
match. Don't see that. Like, what the hell? So
Okay.
then they're having this match. And in the match, all of a sudden, the Street Profits show up. And then also Legado del Fantasma. And they just start fighting. They get kicked out. LA Knight hits blunt force trauma on Santos. And LA Knight wins the match. So LA Knight's advancing to next week to have a one-on-one with whoever wins the other one-on-one. And so then we go to the back and we talk to the LWO. And Kayla's like, yeah, like, so who do you think attacked Dragon Lee? And Ray's like, Kayla, we already know it was Santos Escobar. She's like, well, Santos Escobar said earlier that he didn't do it. He was like, Kayla, he's a liar. But tonight I'm going to win my match and I'm going to go on to win the WWE Championship. And Kayla's like, so you're still not going to answer who do you think attacked Dragon Lee? And like, they just like kind of walked out the room. I'm like, dog, it's Carlito. It's Carlito.
I don't know who did it, but whoever did it, that wasn't cool.
I was waiting for you to do that. I was waiting for that because I knew you were gonna do it. I was waiting for it. So then we had Solo come out, and Solo comes out, and Heyman's out, and they're talking, and I kind of knew what was happening, but like I said, there were other things that were happening at the same time. So this thing was happening, and so Solo just says, there's losses and there has to be consequences. And he turns to Jimmy and he's about to fuck Jimmy up. And you're like, oh shit, he's gonna fuck Jimmy up. He hugs him. And you're like, oh, he's really gonna fuck Jimmy up. And he walks away and turns his back. And Jimmy's like, oh, okay. And boom, somebody in a black
He,
hoodie beats the shit out of him. You know, go on.
right before that, he was like, "You're my brother. I love you." Right before, like the guy like attacked.
Yeah. Then the guy attacked him, beat the shit out of him. And he took off his hoodie and started beating the shit out of him. Once again, I forget how many women always fucking watch wrestling because there was a percentage that was like, oh my God, I didn't know this guy was hot. Then there was a other percentage of people who remember him and was like, oh my God, I forgot he was this hot. Then there was people who was like, oh, I'm tuning into wrestling because, oh my God. And it's like, dude, I totally forgot. Because there was a time when this person was wrestling in another promotion. I'm going to explain who he is in a minute. When he was wrestling in another promotion, that every time he would take off his shirt and come across people's timeline, they would be like, "Who's that guy? I want to watch that guy." They never would wake up in the morning to see it, but they would always say, "We want to watch that guy." And I do have to give this person like a fucking heap of praise because of this, because when I started watching him in 2013, he was not like this. His transition came between 2018 and now. He did a full body transition of, look, I'm dropping weight. I'm getting in fucking, I'm going to look sexy. I'm getting abs. I'm going to look like a fucking star. And he does. He does.
Yeah, because he looked way different when I got introduced to him.
Yeah. And that person is, if you didn't listen to the last podcast, you didn't know who this person was. It was Tamatonga. He showed up.
Son of Meng, or what the hell was his
Haku.
other name? His
King
WWE
Haku.
Haku, yeah.
Yes. So,
King Haku.
like I said
You
earlier,
know he was called King Tonga in Puerto Rico?
yes. But that's the
That was another thing.
that's the thing. I alluded to it earlier because this was like the universe and like at a moment that was fucking amazing because as he's
Yeah.
coming out, the second he's coming out, his brother Hikuleo is coming out on New Japan. He's literally walking out, so he missed his brother debut on SmackDown, and he missed it. But the crazy part is Hikuleo, his contract is up in July, so it's just like it just doesn't stop because I also don't know when Tangaloa's contract is up, which could be very soon also, which is like, that's a lot of blood being spilled. Also, Zillify 2 is also not contractually obligated to anywhere, which is
The bloodline is forever.
yeah, this bloodline does not stop because Jacob is signed. Jacob is signed. Jacob's here. Jacob is signed, and he's the next person to appear.
Yep.
Because after they beat the shit out of Jimmy, it was all because orders of the tribal chief. All because orders of the tribal chief.
Yep.
Yeah.
I don't think it's the same tribal chief they're thinking though.
Oh, it's definitely not. It's not because everyone's like, Solo's a tribal chief. Solo's a tribal chief. Nah, not him. It's not Solo. It's not Solo. And you know what else is like the funniest thing is like
What?
they immediately go, "Oh my god, it's gonna be Solo and Tamatanga because look, this is a thing. They have history because Rakishi and Mink used to team up. Dude, this is so perfect. It's like this is it. It's like this is perfect." And I'm like, guys, you read into the wrong thing. And the people who knew literally said the same exact thing that I said on Monday and said it now. It was like, dog, it's going to be Jacob Fatu and Tamatanga. They're going to rule as a tag team. Like, yeah,
Yep.
that's it. That's the problem. That's the problem. And do you notice? Wait, do you notice that when Tama came out, they didn't call him anything other than Tamatanga. They said Tamatanga from New Japan. They literally called him
Yep.
Tamatanga. They acknowledged it. Now,
Yep.
I seen some people joke about it. Was like they didn't even do a video package on this guy. They didn't do shit. Like people don't know who he
I seen
is,
that too.
and it's like, yeah, no. You're right. You are right. You're right. You have the right to say that because this is true. Yes, we know. Everybody else knows, and everybody's like everybody knew. The funny part was a lot of people knew. Like they knew exactly who he was because here's the funny part: a lot of people knew New Japan, so they knew who he was. It was like, oh, this is Tamatonga. We know who he is. So this wasn't just like some random thing. The only thing that
Yeah.
everybody kept asking that was like a real question is like, how is he related to their bloodline? And it's like, Rock calls Haku his uncle, so they're family. So
I was about to say, don't ask.
it's like it's not that difficult. And like I said, a lot of like I saw a lot of people just going, there's no video package, like because that's the AEW thing when people say on AEW, like, oh, somebody just showed up. We have no idea who this is. Here's why. Here's why. Because there are sections of people who are bad faith and have no anything. You didn't even have to do much for Tamatanga, and this is why. And this would go a long way for stuff that happens in AEW. Here's why. When they said Tamatanga was here, they was like the son of the legendary Haku, part of the Bloodline family, and it's like, okay, there's no other. You don't have to do a video package or anything. Haku, Bloodline, that's it. Like, yeah, you don't have to get a video package. We don't have to talk about it. Like that was it.
Yeah.
Like if some
Simple. He's part of the bloodline.
yeah, like if somebody popped up on AEW and had like affiliations with fucking John Moxley, be like, this is Moxley's coast. This is that. This is that. We don't need a video package. We don't need shit. You just explained it. It's right there. It's right there. No explanation. We don't need it.
Yep.
And like that was it. Like that was it. So, what are your thoughts on the new Bloodline? I'll tell you what people.
I like it.
I'm gonna tell you what people have said online and what I have come up theorized. But go on.
I like it. My theory
Hmm.
is that Solo is going to appear to be the leader, and there's another leader on top of him. He's going to be the tribal chief, but there's a high chief.
Okay,
Because
so
remember, Roman once said that Solo is the next one in line, so he's going to take that shit by force, quote unquote.
so I'm going to go back to what Roman said. Roman
Mhm.
said you have to pay attention to everything because we're dropping breadcrumbs everywhere.
Yep.
He said, there's not anything. You have to pay attention to everything because everything means something. Let's go
Mhm.
into that. Roman said, you can't be the tribal chief if you're not the champion. Roman's not the champion. Roman's not the high chief. And when they went to go call Roman Reigns, Paul Heyman, Solo threw the phone down and stepped on it. Now,
Yep. Smack that shit.
he said, you can't be the tribal chief if you're not the champion. So you're like, okay, well, who's the champion? It's Cody Rhodes. Did they ever specify what champion ran the bloodline? Did they? Because I mean, there's a bunch of tribes, and you need a tribal chief, and the tribal chief is governed as people, and you need a champion to run that. So that was something that if you don't pay attention, you totally missed because
Mm.
there is a champion here. It's the people's champion, the tribal champion, if you will. So that
I
is
like that.
because when they go in the back and check on Jimmy, and Paul is like, they destroyed him. And Tamatanga says it was the orders of the tribal chief. And Solo says, come on. And like, he just like literally was like, he didn't acknowledge that he was a tribal chief. He acknowledged that there is a tribal chief, and he was the one who put this hit out. And it's like,
Yeah.
oh shit. Like, so yeah, it is The Rock because it's going to like Solo is going to be the proxy for The Rock, and he's going to do shit for The Rock. And we know where this is going because on Monday, those cheers were loud for Roman. The night that this happened, those cheers were loud for Roman. Roman is a
Yeah.
face, and now Jimmy is going to get fucked. Not Jimmy, I meant to say Jay. Jay's going to get fucked because Jay is going to be the one who's going to get fucked the most. Jay's getting fucked because Jay is going to go for that title. Bloodline's going to come for him. He's going to lose against Damian Priest because of the bloodline. And it's not just going to be those people that you just saw because Jacob Fatu is going to be there too. And he's going to get fucked. Jay Uso is going to get fucked and he's going to get murdered and he's going to team back up with Jimmy. And we're going to have the Usos back together and they're going to be with Roman. And when he comes back in August, because it's already leaked that Roman is coming back in August, and when he comes back, it's going to be the good bloodline versus the evil bloodline.
The literal bloodline civil war, as they said before.
Yes, and we had literally talked about this on the podcast the day after WrestleMania. We said this is how it's going down. We said it's Jacob, Tama, and The Rock. We said like this, they're going against the bloodline. And we literally said,
Yeah.
we don't know where Solo's going. Now we know where Solo's going. He's on the Rock side. So people are like, okay, they could do War Games and they could have Sammy be on the good guy side. And it's like, how the fuck did you grab Sammy and throw him into this? Like the fuck?
I mean, I see the rationale, but no. But I see the rationale.
Yeah, like oh, he was honorary Uso. No, no, that don't
Yeah,
cut it. That don't cut it. That don't cut it
no,
at all.
it doesn't.
Because
It doesn't.
I feel like they could put Zilla in that spot. They could put Zilla in there and like, hey, Zilla Fatu is here, and he's one of the cousins. He's not going to let this bloodline shit go down. But I don't think Rock is doing war games. Like, I don't think he's doing war games, not because like it's a show. It's in a cage. I don't think it's happening. That's the only problem.
Yeah, I don't think he's gonna risk himself getting hurt like that.
Yeah, I don't think that's what's going to happen. So yeah, we could kind of rule that out. So yeah, then we had a one-on-one exhibition match of fucking Braun Breaker beating the shit out of Cameron Grimes.
Yeah.
So I have to do a little house cleaning because we totally missed this. And somebody brought this up on Twitter, and I was like, this makes more sense than it ever did. They brought up the cash in with the bisexual Undertaker beating Drew McIntyre. And they said every time he tried to cash in, Drew screwed him. This was the perfect moment because Drew was the one who got screwed by him and he took the title. And people, like, I literally saw someone go, wait a minute, Triple H is really doing long term storytelling. And it's like, he's been doing that, but these little breadcrumbs that, like, we're putting together is like, okay, this is insane. Like, this is insane. Like, this is actually a story that we thought that he was just like total shit. And it's like, no, no, no. This is real. And this is how this goes. Okay.
Yeah. Like he's doing it in such a way that you have to go back and think about it. Like that, I didn't think about that being long term.
Yeah, me neither. And like everything, every time he tried to cash in, Drew would step on it, be like, no, no. Every time it would be Drew, and then he beat Drew. And it's like, oh, this is perfect. Like, this is perfect. So that's how I feel like the Sammy thing is going to work because they've told us over and over Sammy keeps getting screwed by Drew. He can't beat Drew. He's never beaten Drew. He's going to beat Drew for the world title. I feel like
Yeah.
it has to happen. Like, I don't know Drew signed because there's rumors out there that there's four contracts coming up. It's Finn Balor, Seth Rollins, Becky Lynch, and Drew McIntyre. All four of them are big contracts that have not been re-signed yet. There's no re-signing; they haven't been signed, and people are trying to figure out who's leaving. Drew's contract does run until like August or somewhere like there, so he does get to go to Clash of the Castle. And apparently, he said they haven't talked to him. Becky said they haven't talked to me either. Seth, no one knows. Finn, no one knows about that one either. So it's these four big contracts that are coming up that have not been re-signed yet. So, what are your thoughts on that?
One by one. I'm okay with Becky leaving because she doesn't have nothing else to do really.
Mm-hmm.
So she doesn't have to resign.
Mm-hmm.
Seth, I feel like he has a little bit more to do.
Mm-hmm.
So sign him back. Finn, I don't know. Like they could have done better with Finn since he's been here, you know. And what was the other one? Drew.
Mm-hmm.
Drew's gonna sign. Drew's gonna sign.
So I kind of see Drew re-signing. I see Drew re-signing. I see
Yeah.
wherever Seth goes, Becky goes, or wherever Becky goes, Seth goes. Like their team, they're wherever they go, they're gonna go. I don't know if they're gonna sign. I feel like they like a lot of people have been pointing out the way that Seth was leaving at WrestleMania and like saying his goodbyes and being all tearful. They were pointing out, oh, this could be the end. This could be the end. I just know wherever they go is going to be together. It's not just going to be like, oh no, it's going to be together. And as far as Finn goes, I really honestly feel like they have a plan for him and he just didn't get started yet because
Yeah.
he's a Triple H guy. He's not just some dude. He's a Triple H guy. Not just I don't mean just because like he just is there. Triple H picked him. Triple H wants to build around him. And when stuff goes down, Triple H has him as one of his guys. One of his guys is Finn, Sammy, Kevin. Like Johnny fucking Champa, like those are his guys. Those are the people he built around. Those are the people he wants around. Those are the people he entrusts and he likes and he needs them around. So I kind of see Finn staying, but I wouldn't be too shocked if he left. But I do see him staying.
Yeah. That's basically the black and gold squad right there you
Mm-hmm.
described.
So then we had Bayley. Bayley came out and everybody was hooping and hollering about what she had on. And yeah, so she's talking, and then she has an epiphany because she says she wants to challenge somebody for the championship. And she has an epiphany because here comes Tiffany in her clueless gear that she debuted last week, but nobody saw it. So now she officially gets to debut it on the main roster. So there it goes. And this this was immediately I knew it was going on. I'm like, okay, okay, dude, you know exactly what's going on, don't you?
Mm-hmm.
This was strategic marketing because Tiffany
Yep.
came in and she's like, she wants to challenge for the championship, and Bayley's like, nah, you're not the person I was thinking of. It was Naomi, and Naomi comes out, and so Naomi's like, listen, boo, we not going to do this. And Naomi challenges Tiffany, and Naomi beats Tiffany. So now Naomi is getting a title shot against Bayley. And I immediately was like, this was perfectly done. Because if you're paying attention, this was perfectly done. You pulled Tiffany right up to the mark where it's like, you just associated Tiffany with the world championship. Now, Tiffany is going to win that championship either by Money in the Bank or something else. And I'm cashing in on Money in the Bank. Tiffany winning Money in the Bank,
Same.
and she's going to be that girl. Yep.
Yes. I was thinking that exactly. Like she's gonna win the money in the bank. A pink one, mind you.
Yeah.
Like someone did a Photoshop on. I think it's gonna be that exactly. And she's winning the title. My question though, right?
Mm-hmm.
When this happens, is she gonna be a quick one, or do you think they're gonna take long? I hope it takes long because like women tend not to do it that night or like quick.
Yeah, I want her to take long. And
Yeah.
I have a feeling you're wrong about the pink case. You're wrong about the pink case because I have a feeling that Tiffany's going to do a Tiffany thing. And what I mean by that
Okay.
is she's going to have a fucking matching one for every one of her outfits. She's going to take an outfit, every outfit, and change it. And I would be like, I hate this so much, but I love this so much. Because the moment she
I,
cashes in
I
and
like that
loses,
better.
like when she loses it, we're all going to be mad because, like, she had a matching one for every one of her gears. It was so cool. Like, that's going to be so good.
They need to go back to like when the briefcase was black and they had everybody's logos on them. I used
Mm-hmm.
to like those.
So then we had Grayson Waller, A Town Down Under. They're taking a week off. You don't need us. We're not going to be there. They're really cocky tag team champions, and I love it because they're stupid.
Same.
So after that, Nick Aldis goes, next week, I'm going to have a tag match for all of these tag champions. It's going to be this people, this people, this people. I don't remember exactly what I think it's Legato, Street Profits, Two Catch Republics, and LWO. I'm like, okay, cool, sure.
I don't even remember who was in it, but whatever. Cool.
Yeah, no, those are the people that's in it.
Oh,
So
no. Oh, they are okay.
yeah, so then we get Logan Paul. He's talking shit about being a U.S. champion, and I was like, okay, don't really care. because like he's talking like he wants an opponent, and I'm like, I don't care. So once again, Chelsea Green gets screwed because she was talking shit. And she was like, Adam Pearce screwed me over, so I'm coming to you, and you're gonna do better. And he's like, all right, cool, I got you. And she brings Piper Niven with her this time, and we get her versus Jade and Bianca Belair. Dude,
Yeah, did she not get the notice that Jade is a SmackDown person?
no, she didn't. And they had matching gear. They had matching gear, so that's one. They had matching gear, and I have been seeing photos of them two and Naomi together. There's a perfect photo of them before WrestleMania, all together, holding hands and praying together. And it's like,
Yes.
dude, I was like, I don't give a flying fuck what anybody says. I want these three women to stay together forever. They are such a vibe. They're such a vibe, dude. It is so fucking magical. They beat the shit. They beat the shit out of Piper and Chelsea, and then at the end, when they're doing a pin, Jade's doing a pin, and she's looking at Bianca, and they're having a conversation, and it's just like, dude, they're so good together. They mean so much. It is just like it's so special. This is
Yeah.
amazing. I love everything about them. Like they're so amazing together. It's something about them that just feels so good. Like it makes me so happy.
It's wholesome, you know. Like
Yes.
it's weird to say about wrestling because there's barely anything wholesome about wrestling, but them together, like you feel it.
hmm So
I hope
everybody,
that at least them two become tag team champions. At least them two.
oh, they probably will. They probably will.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
everybody is making up about this story because Kevin Owens is in the back and he's like, dude, you know that little camera thing that they do where they follow the person out to the ring? I want them to do that with me. He's like, so he's walking and he grabs the mic and he grabs the belt. And then everybody is making so much about this. He picks up the belt and there's some CM Punk t-shirts and he just flips them on the floor. Just goes, bah. And then he just walks off and it's like, everybody's like, look, he's such a friend to the Bucks. He's such a friend to the Bucks. Like, he loves them. He's like, he hates CM Punk too. Yeah. And I'm like, what? Like, that's what you got? Okay. Like,
it probably meant nothing. If it meant anything, they'll probably have like a match somewhere down the line. If they don't, who cares?
that's exactly what I was thinking. This is straight up setting up a match for them. And
Yeah, storyline, mind
hmm
you.
and then Kevin comes out and he walks by and he goes, Bruce, hit my music. And he throws the microphone and then he comes out. I was like, oh, this dude is so cool. This guy's so cool. Like
Who the hell is Bruce?
some
Pritchard?
guy. Yeah, Bruce Pritchard. Like, and this is so like this always brings me back to last year or the year before when they re-signed their contracts, him and Sammy, and everybody was like, "Oh, that's such a bad mistake. That sucks. They shouldn't re-sign. Look at what they have them doing." That year, Kevin wrestled fucking Stone Cold. That year, Sammy wrestled Johnny Knoxville. Was a fucking amazing match. That next year, they won tag team gold. The year after that, they're both in the mid card title feuds, and they're fucking looking just amazing. They've had so much. Like the only thing they haven't had is both a world title run, and I literally have this weird feeling that Triple H is going to give them the world title run. Like one is going to have
Yeah,
the WWE title, one's going to have the world title run. I feel like we're going to get either a WrestleMania or we're going to get just a big pay per view where we're going to get to see the Chris Benoit Eddie Guerrero thing with Kevin Owens and Sammy.
I I was picturing that. Yes, exactly.
It's going to be that moment, and it's going to. I have this picture in my head of what it should be and what it could be, but I don't think this last part would work. And it's not even work in a bad way, but I mean, it would work in a good way because it would be them both winning the world title, holding their hands up at a moment, and then like they're just there, and you just hear this music for the first time in a while, and you'd be like, "What the fuck?" Like that's not possible. And this person just shows up, and you're like, "Okay." And they stand in the ring with them, holding the titles up, and it's just like, "Okay, but how? This is great for them, but like, how and why? Where? What?" It would be one of those moments. And
Okay.
yeah, I don't think it will happen, but like it would be cool if it did. Because that person would be Adam Cole coming back. And like that moment would be like so fucking awesome. Like Cole is their friend and he's there and everybody would be like, "Okay, that's pretty cool." Like and that would be one of those moments.
Yeah, but unfortunately, like you said, I don't think it's happening. Hopefully, though.
Yes. So then we had the main event, and I swear to God, everyone that watched this main event said the same exact thing. Was like, "Oh, they just went out there and just ripped their dicks off. Like this is exactly what the fuck. This is exactly what we need in WWE." And it was so fucking crazy. It was AJ Styles versus Rey Mysterio versus Kevin Owens. They went out there and fucking ripped their dicks off. They were fucking wrestling their fucking asses off. They killed this fucking shit. They killed it. It was great. It was fucking great.
AJ came out of it bleeding.
Yes. And AJ hit the Styles Clash off the second rope with Rey Mysterio on the Kevin Owens, got the win. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, this was magical. This was fucking magical. They showed up and showed out. They was like, yeah, no, this is the main event.
Only thing I don't like is AJ's the music.
Oh,
Other than that, it was fucking perfect.
yeah, I hate his new music. And AJ said something, and I kind of agree with him, but like, I don't believe that it's gonna happen. The way he was wrestling on fucking Friday, I'm like, I don't believe what the fuck you're gonna say. Because what he said is, dude, I'm getting older, my body is hurting, I don't know how much longer I can do this, and I might be retiring soon because like this feels like my last contract. And the last time he said this was his last contract, he re-signed with WWE. But like now he feels like this is my last contract. I don't think I'm going to be wrestling for longer. My body isn't holding up, guys. I don't know, and I'm like, yeah, because like some of the stuff he's like been saying about WWE is like that's kind of sus. Like that's really kind of sus because like the stuff he's been saying about how it feels to be backstage and doing this, and I'm like, something's off here, and it's not off in a bad way. It's off as like you were doing something backstage. Like that's what's going on. Like you're working backstage and you're really feeling like I could get more done being backstage, being an agent or some shit. I feel better doing this. It's like that's what I'm feeling. I'm like, yeah, I feel like that's his calling.
Like a Robert Roode.
Mm-hmm.
Like as we reported, he could come back now. He's cleared,
Mm-hmm.
but he wants to stay in the back. He's good.
Yep. So you wanted me to bring this up to you because we needed to
Yes.
talk about this. So Kenny Omega on his Twitch stream was asked about CM Punk. Well, not even asked about CM Punk. He was asked about like being an EVP, and he says, "I really don't like being an EVP." He was like, "I really don't like it because it restricts me from doing a lot of things." He was like, "Yeah, I don't even know why I took this role." He just like had this whole talk, and then somehow somebody brought up the Punk situation. And he was like, "Well, the one thing that I wanted to do was take care of the dog." And he was like, I wanted to make sure that the dog was all right. I'm like, okay. And he was basically saying, like, he has no beef with Punk. He says he respects Punk. And he also said, like, people should just fight. Like, sometimes people should just fight. He was like, they can fight and get it over with, and, like, things would be normal. It's perfectly fine. I have no problem with that.
Yeah.
And so, this is the thing. So, a lot of people was like, yeah, see, he's a good guy. He's this, he's that, he's that. And somebody online, Matt Coon, said, dude, I don't know if you noticed this, but this could be an angle. And I was like, at first I was like, hey, what do you mean it could be an angle? Then I remembered exactly why this could be an angle. Because he got kicked out of the Elite. They hate CM Punk. Him saying he loves CM Punk would further the storyline and it would work. And it would be this whole meta thing that they do in AEW. And you'd be like, okay, this is blurring the lines. There could be a little bit of truth of like the much respect for Punk, but also it could be blurred the lines of, yeah, I hate you guys, but I really like Punk and he did nothing wrong and you guys are idiots. It's like, yeah, that could work. Like that could work as like part of the story, but also like two things can be true. Like he could actually feel that way and actually they could work it into the story. Like,
I was thinking that part. Like he probably actually does feel that way. Like their relationship probably strained a little
mm-hmm.
bit, but they're gonna work together.
Yeah, I feel like he's gonna work this into the storyline and be like, yeah, I love CM Punk. Like you guys were the bad guys. You guys were the ones who punched him. And then like it would be a whole story. But the funny part is we don't have any footage or anything to talk about because you can't talk about it because the NDA or whatever it is, whatever you can't talk about. You can't talk about it, but you can skirt around it if they use that as part of the story. And I would not be mad as long as at the end of the day, when all's said and done, everybody gets on the same page and like there's no real beef. You know what I mean?
Basically, yeah. Because in the end of the day, it's silly. So just have fun with it.
Yeah, it's completely silly, it's completely wrong. And like if Kenny is telling the truth, which like I said, I don't know, and like I have no reason to doubt him, they could use it in the story, and plus Kenny could just like really actually have respect for CM Punk.
Yeah,
Like because I do know somebody that does really have respect for CM Punk because like he was asked about him on his Twitch stream one time and literally was like, dude, he actually called me a couple times when I was injured and made sure that I was okay. He even like I think I talked to him a couple weeks ago and I was like, okay, I don't think you could say that, but all right, sure, because like
Adam Cole.
of course, because Punk even said it. Punk even said it the day he got hurt. He felt so bad for him because he didn't deserve it. He was like, he didn't deserve to get like concussion. He felt so bad for him. And Punk checked up on him a lot. And he said it was like, yeah, no, Punk actually called me, checked up on me. He was like, yeah, he's a good dude. And
Yeah,
he was like, yeah, I just don't want to go into it anymore. But he was like, yeah, he's a really good dude. I'm like, yeah, it's like, because he's been saying, he's like, yeah, no, I like the guy. The guy's like a really nice human. I think he's great. And he's like, I want to check on him. That's all what Punk would always say. He was like, I really like the guy. I'm like, okay.
everybody loves Adam in real life.
Yeah, like I don't think it's like one person that hates him. Like, and that's what always bothers me. Like every time he's a bad guy, it's like I can't understand like you being a bad guy. And like you have justified reasons of being a bad guy, and it's like I just can't not like you because it's like it's you.
Wait, how does he have a justified reason to be a bad guy? Because he doesn't.
I mean, sometimes people screw you over. They fucking deserve it. Like fucking Max. Max is an asshole. He deserved to get screwed over. You deserve to feel how bad it feels to be somebody screw you over. Fucking deserved it. He deserved it. Max deserved that
God
shit.
damn it!
See,
you made sense of it. Damn it!
see, I will spin everything that he does and be like, no, he was justified because he's a nice guy.
No, but it makes sense though. Like, yeah, Max did deserve it though, but like Fuck. Because I was ready to defend Max.
See? And just wait till Willow turns heel. I'm gonna be defending her too. Like, yeah, no, that girl was wrong. She shouldn't have did that. She stepped in Willow's path. It's her fault. See?
Yeah, but what about when she destroys Mercedes?
It was Mercedes' fault because Mercedes shouldn't have did it. Whatever she did, she shouldn't have did it. She should have did it. Willow is such a nice person.
Oh,
She shouldn't have did it. Willow is so nice.
oh, you picked a side. Okay, I didn't foresee that coming. Okay.
Willow is a
My
sweetheart.
bad for calling out.
Yeah, Willow is a sweetheart. She deserves the world. Like, come on, man. I'm not gonna be mad at her. She throws her off a bridge. We're like, well, Mercedes shouldn't have said what she said. Like, that was her fault. Like, sorry.
Oh shit.
But yeah, that's the podcast. And got anything to say?
Oh, like I was gonna ask you, like the whole cause like you said they're gonna go after Jey Uso though.
Mhm.
Like we're getting a draft soon, so do you think they're moving as a cohesive unit to Raw, or are they simply moving Jay to SmackDown? You know what I mean? Like how are they doing that move? Because they all have to be on the same show, no?
So there could be this thing where no. Because remember, the tribal chief
Hmm?
could do whatever he wants. And also, if the true tribal chief is a true tribal chief, he's the boss. So you can't tell him
True.
no. When I take my family somewhere, you can't tell me no. You can shut the fuck up, Hunter. And it's like, oh, well, then it doesn't matter. But I feel like one of the Usos is going to get drafted to the other show. And that's how we start the very beginning of, okay, Usos are getting back together. We're going to start the very beginning right
Okay.
there. Yeah. So yeah, that's what's
Cool.
going to happen. And like, it's not even going to matter with the other part because as long as he's in charge, he's going to be the one pulling the strings. Because this is what's going to happen, especially if he's not there. They're going to say orders to the tribal chief that we can do what we want, and they're going to go where they need to go. And they're going to go there, and everybody's going to be like, but Roman. And then you're going to find out it's The Rock that can tell him to go wherever he wants. I'm like, oh, shit.
Because Roman don't got that power, especially now.
Yeah. Like, he's not even a champion. Because
Yep.
what I foresee happening is going to happen eventually. Like, it's not going to happen like all at once where you're just like, oh, this all happened just today. It's going to happen slowly, and you're going to be like, oh, it's going to be a rollout, and it's going to be like, okay, piece by piece by piece by piece, and then we're going to get to it. Like the little slow stuff.
I can see that.
Yeah, the little slow stuff is going to be there, and you're going to like, okay, it's piecing together, and then it's going to all come together.
Yeah, that's 100% what's gonna happen. Cause like you notice, Jacob's like hired, but like he hasn't came out yet. People upset about that. I'm fine with it because I want the slow burn, like you're saying, like piece by piece.
Yeah, like I don't know why
When
people
it's
are.
his turn, it's his turn.
Yeah, I don't know why they're upset. Like it should be pulled out slowly. Like this piece, like with Tamatanga coming out, yeah, we thought it was gonna happen last week, but it happens slowly. Let these things happen slowly.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm very shocked. Like I'm not even joking. Like I'm very shocked at how many people completely miss Tamatanga. Like with the phone, the red phone, and all of that. Like I'm so shocked on how like everybody missed that. Like we were right the first reported on the podcast. We're like, dog, this is happening. It's happening. They're a tag team because that tweet and the tweet with the fucking picture, something's happening. It's new bloodline. It was a red phone. We said it the day it happened at WrestleMania. We're like, this is happening. Don't be surprised if it doesn't happen tomorrow. It's happening. It's happening. And then we went the next day and people was like, you guys are wrong. Then Friday was like, oh, you guys were right. You guys just mistimed it. Yeah, we were right.